A warm namaste and a big hello to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this particular session. Now, let me give you a disclaimer in the very beginning that this collective reading is only for people who are really advanced in their ascension, in their inner work journey, and they understand twin flame concept really well. So they are not the ones who are running after 3D union only, or they are not the ones who have this desire in their head. Like they quit this desire long back, especially if any of these people were in toxic relationships, they were in narcissistic abuse given by partners or some other people around, very close family members. Then these people, due to their detachment phase, due to their inner work, due to the matrix inner work they have done, they have stepped ahead in the journey and they realize, they understand sexual energy very well. They know what is the power of sexual energy, what it can do, how it can even ruin your life, and how it can transform you. This is a very powerful energy. This energy can actually do wonders if you learn to channelize it properly. So that's my disclaimer. Now, second thing that I want to say is, which is also very important, that a lot of people in this journey who are twin flames, who are star seeds, who resonate with these labels, who feel that yes, there is some association they feel with it, these people need to connect with their divine counterpart, and there's a reason behind it. There's a very valid reason behind it, energetic reason behind it. Because there are two types of people who are doing inner work. Number one are those people who have always been into brahmacharya or celibacy throughout their childhood and throughout their teenage, even around puberty time. They never got involved into any of these things, and when they found out about this sexual energy, they started working on it. They started doing inner work. It's not easy to control this energy, but all those who do it, they have developed great psychic abilities and lots of powers. But then, unfortunately or fortunately, whichever applies, because after you actually get the hang of everything, then it becomes the most fortunate thing that has happened to you, even though it does sound very cruel. But those adults, now they're adults, they're doing this work, this inner work, whose childhood was stained or traumatized because of sexual abuse. These are the people who connect, who have to connect with their divine counterpart, meet their divine counterpart, or even get to know that this is their divine counterpart, and it has to be a true, genuine person. When they meet that person who is a vibrational match, that's when they start healing a lot, or they have actually healed a lot, which is why this person has appeared in front of them. So because the demonic agents, the demonic entities, what they do is, how they work this out is, when they see a very high vibrational child, and of course they can see it, as much as the child can see demonic entities, even they can see the child with the powers. At that point in time, the child is very young, okay, and this is how this journey is. Till the age of 7 till 8, I think, everyone remembers a bit about themselves. Like, they remember the backstory, they remember their divine purpose, they have lots of confidence. At that age, if you're a twin flame star seed, you should think about it. Till the age of 7, you were one of the most confident kid around. Like no other kid could match your energy level, your intelligence, your wisdom at that age. Many adults would get fascinated looking at you. And you as a child, you were so intelligent, so wise, that you knew that your physical identity is not your identity. Like you could see your physical identity in as a third person and or a second person. You could talk in third person language also. And you could take care of your body. Like you would say that your body needs to sleep, your body needs to eat, your body needs to do this or do that. But there's a conscious awareness that you are made up of. That much level of intelligence you had. And that's why the empathy factor was so high that even in childhood you were responsible for other people. You were taking care of the adults. You were babying the adults. You were handling fights at home, parents, grandparents, issues. And of course, when you get abused, if there is the element of sexual abuse, then that celibacy or that brahmacharya is gone. And as a child, it's not even your fault. It's not like you were doing it. Sometimes, some of the cases I've seen, there is hypersexuality. And that hypersexuality is also happening because the adults around are acting in inappropriate ways in front of the kid. The kid is also getting abused via this kind of behavior. So not only there is poverty, not only there is, or poverty consciousness you can say, not only there is sexual abuse, not only there is bullying, all of these things are there, but in all of this, the child feels that they are not loved for real, for who they are. This becomes like a feeling that they have to deal with. Like when people are around them, whether it's a man or it's a woman, it's a friend, it's anyone, they keep feeling this way that people don't love them for who they are. People don't like them for who they are. This becomes a programmed message, and it becomes kind of difficult for them to like who they are, like themselves as how they are. So now coming to the next part of it, I hope you have understood this much. If you have understood this thoroughly and properly, then please mention in the comment section. I will just do a brief recap of this. Number one, this channeling is about the sexual tension between you and your divine counterpart that you feel could come in between as a problem. It can create problem in your inner work, in your ascension journey, so you're worried about it. This is what intuitively I have picked on in the collective today. Okay, today, or it has been a theme for a while, but today I am addressing it. Then you got to understand the reason why you need the divine counterpart. Like you don't need it, it's naturally there for you. It is in your signature frequency that your divine counterpart was there for you, or they decided to come later or little earlier than you. That is up to whatever divine orchestration was meant to happen at that time. But why you have a divine counterpart, why you can't be all by yourself. And when you don't know what a divine counterpart is, a lot of people can confuse lust to be love, and that's why they enter and they commit to relationships which is with a distorted masculine, a pishach or a pishachini. In Hindi we say pishach or pishachini. These people, either they are possessed by demonic entities or they themselves have the demonic frequency. Okay, but they look human, they're gonna act human, they're gonna behave human. These people are hardcore narcissistic people whose level of selfishness will baffle your mind. Like you being an empath, you can never imagine a person to be that insensitive and that selfish, that money minded, that materialistic. I mean, it has to do with bodily needs, bodily stuff. Money also is related to body. People who are empaths, they don't see money as how a 3D person is gonna see money. 3D person sees money as a sense of validation, as an ego massage. They don't even see it as survival. That's why some of the narcissists are very rich. They have lots of money because they know that this money can make them powerful, and then they can stomp people under their feet. Okay, so the divine counterpart usually comes because now you are healing your wounds of sexual abuse. When a child gets sexually abused at such a young age, and it's a high vibrational kid, and imagine there is a fear, there is a trauma, there is always a sense that someone can attack them. Because if you've been abused in your family setup, like in your home setup, like maybe it was a servant, maybe it was a relative, maybe it was an uncle or an aunt or a family friend, so someone actually infiltrates your very safe and protected system. And by doing so, by infiltrating your system and then abusing you in secrecy, in darkness, doing a conspiracy around you, torturing you mentally, emotionally, damaging you emotionally, like on the face, this person is acting like a friend, a well-wisher, a relative, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, or whatever it is, whosoever it is, okay, a servant, a caretaker. And they are able to do this acting in front of everyone. Look at the level of the demonic energy they possess. Not only they are acting to be a well-wisher of your parents, of all the adults around you, but you know their secret that inside they are playing this dirty, inhuman game with you. And they know you know it, because some of the kids, they might not know this is sexual abuse. They might not know, like they cannot write it down, or they cannot point a finger to it that, hey, I got sexually abused. But they know that it feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable as hell. And where are they going to protect themselves if they are not safe and protected in their own environment? This creates a very deep scar, a very bad wound. Okay? And because they know their family members are very innocent or gullible, some of them have very gullible family members. I really pray for the souls of people whose own parents or own people have done this to them, because I have spoken to such people. It really gives me a lot of pain when I talk to them. Like, I sense the pain when they tell me that someone like a mother or a father figure, when they get abused by them, I mean, it's really sad. And some of these people are very powerful mystics. They have psychic abilities, they've got telepathic skills, they can read other people's mind, and they also can see shapeshifters, they can see a lot of things. And no, they are not crazy, because in this planet you don't have just humans, you have all types of people. Like, it is very advanced level to obviously recognize a person who's in human flesh and know that they're actually demons. Know that, that's a very high power actually. So, my dear friends, in this channeling session, I am picking on to the energy of individuals who are very serious about their ascension journey. They have done a lot of hard work, they have done a lot of tapasya to be where they are, and they have gone through a lot of cruelty, emotional cruelty, mental cruelty, brutality by other people. And because they were abused in childhood, or they were bullied badly, or they were neglected or ignored. Now let me tell you the connection of abuse and neglecting someone, a child, or ignoring the child. Now maybe in this case, probably the parents are not bad or evil. Okay, the adults are not bad or evil. The adults are simply programmed. They are also narcissists, but they are different types of narcissists, because narcissism is not just limited to a cold-blooded, selfish narcissist. There are so many levels of narcissism. Sometimes it can be interesting to study, but it's good to know how to heal it more than just studying it. So some of these narcissists, they are non-malignant, but they are like so sad in their life, or they are so deprived, or they are so depressed, or they are so deeply programmed to be in lower frequency that they end up ignoring and neglecting their children, who could be high vibrational. It could be just one child, it could be more than one child. So they totally ignore that child because they are constantly buried under problems, and how to fight with them they don't know. They don't know how to deal with challenges. Okay, and they go like doing things and speaking things and saying words in front of the child, showing their extreme discomfort, extreme pain, anxiety, all of those feelings in front of the child. Now the child, who is an empath, who's a sensitive, who's very humane, looks at their parents going on about talking about problems and money problems and life problems and relative problem and health problem, and the child is going through abuse. They are getting sexually abused, and obviously the demonic entities who choose these type of children, they know their family setup, they know how their family is. And the child is like, I cannot talk about this to my parents. They are already in stress, they are already going through a lot, they are already facing so much. How can I tell them this? If I tell them this, they will get heartbroken. Imagine that level of empathy, that level of unconditional love, where a child who is getting abused, who's traumatized, who's trying to save itself, who's going through all of these negative emotions, who can see the faces of people who are wearing masks, the true faces, but they can't talk about it. They can't speak about it. Okay? So when they do inner work, when they grow as adults, what are they doing? They are looking for love. They are always looking for love. That's the theme of their life. Okay? And looking for true love is also a type of tapasya, let me tell you. Waiting for your true lover, looking for true love. See, because whether you're looking for a pure relationship or not, looking for the truth is also a part of your inner work. If you're not gonna bifurcate or dissect or just separate falsehood from truth, you cannot really do well in your ascension journey. Okay, so because they're looking for truth or true love, because they've never found it really, they look at their parents and they look at their parents with the eyes of pity. Like my poor parents or my poor adults or my poor caregiver. When I say poor, I don't just mean money, okay, monetarily. Poor means, in Hindi we have a word called bichara, bichari. Hindi words are really amazing, you know, they just explain things so well in just one word. So bichara means who has no chara, like without any solution. A person who's got no solution, a person who's got a mindset that they cannot do anything in life. Helpless. So when they look at their caregivers who are helpless, powerless, they feel bad for them. So they do not see them having the capability of loving their child or loving whosoever around them unconditionally. They don't see it in their eyes. They know that my parents are nice, vulnerable, gullible, good human beings, good person, really good person. But in this planet, you're not here to be just good. You're not here to be just acha, good. You are here to be good to good people and a badass to bad people. That's why this planet works in the middle, balance. And when you learn to do this, when you learn this amount of truthfulness in you, like when you can speak the truth and live your life without any regrets, like you can look at people in their eye and you can tell them, like, you know what, you are effing up. You gotta own up to your shit. When you can say that without demeaning them, like you can truthfully as a friend say that you need help. You gotta fix yourself. You can't continue like this. When you get that kind of power, and people are still gonna talk to you, people are still gonna be in front of you because you have the power to speak the truth without getting all personal about it. And all of this comes from inner work. All of this comes from the matrix inner work as well as the spiritual inner work and the combination of it. Okay, so when they look at their helpless, powerless caregivers, they don't see the element of unconditional love. They got to look for it outside. They got to go in the external reality and look for it. And this is the part where they suffer because they are not taught. They don't have the education. They don't have the tools. They don't have the modalities to look within. Now, when I spoke about one case where a person was celibate in childhood, they were never abused, they were in good environment, they may have suffered too. They may have suffered because of extreme poverty, they could have suffered because of family matters, because of betrayals. Maybe their pain was also too high. Like, we cannot compare these two people, these two categories, because twin flame is a separate category. It is the Shiva Shakti energy, and Shiva Shakti energy, also Shiva Shakti developed their energy via relationship, via going through the dynamics within their divine counterparts' lives and their lives clubbed in together. Shiva had to go through a lot when he was with Sati, and then when Sati perished herself into fire, he was in deep meditation for many years. If Parvati would not have coaxed him or approached him, like initially it was just Parvati being so much in love with Shiva, and Parvati being a psychic, Parvati having all the powers and capabilities, she could see through in future, or even the past, but she did not also have the modality to go within and do deep cleansing and purging, because she carried the deep cleansing and purging and the insecurities that my family or some problem is going to come between me and my person, my guy, my man. Because that's what happened in the past life. Because in the past life they were very happy together, but she came from a hardcore, cold-blooded narcissistic background. Daksha Prajapati was a hardcore narcissistic person who was her father, and her father did not like Shiva because Shiva was a simple guy. He was living in the forest. He was much more than simple. Like, he was not even like a common person. He was living with animals. He was like growing his hair long. He had dreadlocks. He was in meditation. He had a bull with him. You know, all the ghosts and the ghouls were worshipping him. Like, Shiva had this personality. He would sometimes not wear clothes. So he was like a pure child. But even he had to ascend. Like, some of the stuff even he had to do. Not that they are not ascended. Shiva is already ascended master, okay? But even Shiva had to go through these problems, because our gods and goddesses, the indigenous Sanatan gods and goddesses, the reason why they are so amazing is because they have shown human beings that I'm going to live your life too. I'm going to be like you. I'm also going to go in pain. I'm not going to be in heaven and just enjoy from there and look at you people and be like, yeah, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to be right there. All the pains that you go through, be it Krishna, be it Ram, be it Shiva, be it Sita, Radha, Parvati, they have all gone through these hardships that we humans go through. Okay, that's why their love and their love story is not just a love story, it's a story of ascension. It's a story of inner work. It's a story of mission work, because all of this that they go through is not for their entertainment. They go through it because they have to fulfill a mission. When Sri Ram and Sita came on planet Earth, it was for a mission. The mission was to kill Ravan and to establish dharma in the planet. If Krishna came in Dwapar, it was again to do the same thing. Shiva was doing the same thing. So they all had a mission to set an example that at the end of the day, this is also a mission to tell people that we are all here to volunteer. We are all here to serve. Everybody is here to do service. And some of the people are going to go through a lot of vicissitudes and problems, and they will ascend. Probably they will ascend in a slightly different way. But the twin flame star seeds, they are going to ascend via these things. So now I am being shown, now that you understand all of this, I am being shown that there is a divine masculine and a divine feminine. They are very wise, spiritually very mature. These are really wonderful people. They are mission oriented. I always tell every single person when they ask me how to get into union, the union is going to happen within first. It's going to be a 5D union. When it manifests in the physical, it doesn't matter. It's not even important after that. Once you have got your union within, then automatically things will shift and you would be able to do your mission work. And you're going to face problems in your mission work also, because that's a part of your inner work. You're going to face trouble. You're going to get let down. You'll probably have resource crunch. Maybe you'll have to establish some monetary systems. Maybe you'll have to work very hard, because if you're not a sannyasi, you cannot take donations from other people. You'll need to have a job. You need to have some profession, because in mission, basically you have a profession, you earn money from it and you put it in your mission. That's also one of the ways. So your expenses, your lifestyle needs have to be met via your own hard work. Okay, whatever you do. And then you also should be able to pump in resources to whatever mission you have. But mission work is literally like validation of your inner work journey. How far have you gone in your inner work? Mission work is going to show you that. If your tapasya is doing well, you would be in an active mission, because your 5D union, your inner masculine and feminine has started giving you what you need. It has become your provider. It has become your nurturer. So now in the 3D, these two people face a challenge of sexual tension. Okay. And let me tell you, when you pleasure yourself, then too it can be dangerous, because that's also a time when you can attract people with negative entities, with demonic entities. Maybe a spell can work on you for a while, a dark spell can work on you. But yeah, if you work on yourself, if you heal yourself, if you do your inner work, some of you should get into therapy. If you understand all of this and you've not been, going through a good time, you've not been able to feel yourself, then therapy is a must for you, because someone else who has already done this work can heal you. They can guide you. And if you're gonna get worried about money, this, that, it's never gonna work out, because when you actually need to do inner work, God always provides resources. It's a part of building faith also. Some of the people are so low in faith, they get scared. If I get into therapy, if I do inner work, if I do mission work, I'll be broke. I'll not have anything. My life is never going to work out. How am I going to survive? I cannot survive this way or that way. They're going to think all of those things, and they're going to create further delay in their journey. So you got to take a leap of faith, okay? You got to take a leap of faith for your inner work and for your mission. You got to believe that God is going to provide. And God always provides. Like, I have miraculous stories to share with you guys. If you want to listen, just drop in a comment. I can tell you how money just came to me just like that, out of nowhere. Magically. Magically is the word. Magically, miraculously, because at that time I just wanted to do inner work, and I probably did not want to involve in some kind of a project or some kind of a business. It was not even in my head. In my head, it was all about inner work, inner work, inner work. I had to go someplace else. I had to be in solitude. I had to be in silent retreat. I had to be quiet. I had to do Maun Sadhana, which is silent retreat or silent tapasya. So God sent me money, and God sent me good amount of money. So these things definitely work. And about connecting with your divine counterpart also, it will happen out of the blue. It will happen just like that. Like, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to wait for it. Sometimes you meet your divine counterpart like long back. You've met them like 10 years back, but you never knew. They were always around you, but you never knew. They always were fond of you. There was something in their mind for you, in their heart for you, but you never knew. They were in their own rigmaroles of life, and you were in your own rigmaroles of life. You could be in toxic relationships also, because they have also gone through abuse in childhood. You have also gone through abuse in childhood. So I sometimes urge you to ask people, like, if you're dating someone, if you're in relationship with someone, and you've gone through a lot because of this person, finally you realize that this person is not the one, you should ask what type of life they've had. Basic problems, basic challenges, everyone goes through. Everyone. But if you have felt, or if the other person has felt a deep alienation, a deep sense of abandonment, a deep sense of neglect, they were deeply ignored, and they feel it. And as I said, it's not also about blaming the caregivers, because a certain phase of your journey goes into that, when you're blaming the caregivers, like, you couldn't give me a good life, you could not protect me, you could not spend time with me, you were so worried about just money, or you were just so caught up in your own physical identity and just constantly trying to protect your image. You were so into the societal norms, that you were just doing just about anything, not caring. You cannot blame them, because they are victims of victims. They are also programmed by their parents. Your parents were programmed by their grandparents, and this and that, and grandparents will. So it's like a generational curse. It's coming to you via one generation to another. Just the way some of you psychics out there, you got gifts from one generation to another. They were just passed down to you. For 5 generations, I have seen people getting psychic abilities passed on to them. 5 generations, 7 generations, 3 generations, 4 generations. Some of them are connected with their masters generationally also. Not just ancestrally, but generationally also. So, of course, there is a lot of cool stuff also out there. I know there is abuse, pain, sadness, misery, suffering. I don't want it all to be so dark and dim, because there is light there too. There is happiness there too. There is joy there too. There are certain lessons that are like epiphanies. Sometimes you have epiphanies, and all epiphanies are meant to neutralize your karma. Like, most epiphanies are supposed to do that, because good or bad is duality. In between is neutrality, being neutral, being in the zero state. So as I pick on to the energy of these two people, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, I sense that they are worried. There is a worry, because see, they're obviously attracted to the other person. They know it, and they can figure it out. They have been with other people too, and they've seen the world a lot. They are wise enough. Their attraction is organic, it is natural, it is not made up, it is not artificial. They are just being themselves. They can talk very easily with each other. Like there is so much ease of communication. They can talk about anything, like anything with each other. And they have gotten connected because of divine intervention also, because otherwise they would not have bothered, otherwise they would not have cared, they would not have even noticed. Had it not been divine intervention, they would not have noticed this connection. So they know that there is divine intervention, and they are wise enough to understand that they are actually quite fond of you, they love you, they like you, it's a natural connection. So the energy of this divine masculine and divine feminine, they finally feel that someone understands them really well. Like they finally feel it, and they're not excited about it. I don't see they're jumpy or excited about it. They're just still very normal about it, because they have gone through so much. They know that excitement is also not good for health. Too much excitement, too much happiness is not good, right? Same way, they know they don't want to get too excited, they don't want to lose out on this connection also. There could have been moments where they were like, no, maybe I should not talk to this person, I should not be around this person, I should avoid this person. But they have already gotten connected like this, they've gotten aligned, so they cannot really break up. It's not that type of a relationship where you're gonna go into separation. I mean, even if it's a physical separation, because see, when you are very deep into inner work, sometimes you have to be in physical separation, you have to be in solitude, you have to be in ekantvash. You cannot always be sticking like glue with that person, you know. You need your privacy, you need your space, you need to do your stuff, you need to be your individual expression. But when you feel something for a person, when you're deeply attracted to them, and it's not a lust based attraction, it is something else, it is very pure and very divine. It is what they probably wanted all their life, you know. But when they get it, when they, even simple words when they hear from this person's mouth, they may be just saying a simple thing, you know, but they feel good because they have not felt this way. And I'll tell you why they have not felt this way with other people. Because when other people speak something, they just speak just like that. They don't mean it. It's not coming from the center of their heart or from the center of their solar plexus. It's literally coming from societal programming. It's coming from insecurities. Like a lot of people get married, they get into relationship, they have kids because they are insecure, they are scared. They cannot be by themselves. They fear that what if I'm going to get old, nobody's going to look after me. What if I'm going to get old? But these people don't think like that. They feel, what if I am dead, I am gone, and there are no people, no humans to do this good work. That is something they are going to worry about, and that is the worry God feels very happy about. Like we always say, do not worry. In your chitta, in your subconscious mind, there should never be a tiny dot of worry. Chinta is worry. This is my great grandmaster's word. He says that apne chitta pe chinta ki ek bindi bhi mat aane do. But if you worry about source integration, if you worry about inner work, if you worry about your resolution, you worry about serving your duties, like your selfless service based duties. I'm not talking about even your worldly duties, but selfless work. If you're doing your mission work, you are God's child. You know, you're God's child. So these two people are like that. They think like that. They are not looking for attraction, sexual attraction, or whatever business other people do. They're not into that. They're not even into using their charisma. Like I remember once I met a person who was using, I don't want to give the gender out, so they were using their charisma to get their mission work done. So basically it's really pathetic actually. They were trying to do service for, say, voiceless beings, okay? I don't think only animals are voiceless. I think destitute children are voiceless. Uneducated people who got no means to survive, they're voiceless. old people who are mistreated and left alone to rot on the streets by their own family members. They are voiceless. So this person is taking care of voiceless beings, but they are also getting involved in multiple romantic relationships and then using those relationships to get their volunteering done. And obviously there is sexual stuff. There's gonna be sexual stuff, if not this way or that way. Like I just said, there's gonna be lust in these type of people, and it will be visible via their lifestyle. They would either be a hoarder of expensive brands, expensive clothes, lot of expensive shit, like too many cars. They actually like to be around opposite sex. Like there should be 5-10 people around them who like them, who fancy them, who are going crazy for them. That's how they think. Okay, so the divine masculine and divine feminine that I am channeling right now, they represent a collective of very pure, high vibrational individuals. These two people are not like that. They don't like to get into romantic situations with people. First of all, they are not romantic. They are very bad in romance. They just know that there is love. I mean, it's okay if someone falls in love with you, you can't help it, but they're never gonna give that person that vibe that they can use them, because this is what a lot of people do. I think they are also attached with demonic entities, and some of the demonic entities actually like to attach themselves with people who are doing God's work, or people who have a very religious image. And that's why we see so many religious people, like so many godmen, have done this type of horrible work. I mean, thanks to their inner work, they reach to a certain place, they form a certain position, they get into a pedestal, like not like a pedestal to worship, get worship, but like a place they reach, and then they get into lust, they get into greed, they get into all of these dangerous things, and that's when the demons attach with them. And these demons are not small time demons, these are very big demons. And then these people, they lose their identity as well, they lose their mind, and then they are doing all sorts of things to people, all sorts of inhuman, horrible things. And then there comes a point when it's too late. So you got to be very careful on this journey. Nothing false should be there. Like if you are a person who flirts around, let me point this out as well. Like you're a person who's into healthy flirting. Healthy flirting means you're making it obvious that you like someone. Okay, but even those who are very good experts of healthy flirting, they will never give a false hope to someone. Like if they are married to their person, they're going to publicly announce it that I'm married to so and so. Nothing is a secret or candlestein for them. Nothing is a hush hush thing for them. Nothing is like, hey, you keep this between only you and me, don't talk about it to anyone. If they are just flirting with someone who's good looking, attractive, handsome, beautiful, whatever, they're going to make it very obvious, and they're going to talk about it that, hey, I'm just flirting, okay, it's just fun, nothing serious. But if they are serious, they're going to be damn serious about that person. They don't use certain words just like that, and they know when a person is falling for them. They know they don't like that person and the other person is falling for them, and they are just probably seeing that person just as a good friend, nothing more, just a good friend, nothing more. But the other person is going crazy for them or falling for them, so they will create a boundary. They will, without saying much, without demeaning that person, without hurting that person's feeling, they will make that person realize that, look, I don't think this way for you, and just for sympathy and just for friendship's sake and just for pity, I cannot be with you. If I'm gonna be with someone, I'm actually gonna like that person. It's gonna be a mutual thing. It cannot be a one-sided thing. So now coming to Shiva and Parvati. For Shiva and Parvati, Shiva's thing was different. At that point in time, he had not yet recognized Parvati. So when Parvati approached him, which is why I say to a lot of people that, to divine feminine especially, don't approach your guy, don't approach your man. Never do that. Let your man come to you. Let your man find you. Let your guy actually, recognize you. And you got to be a powerful divine feminine. If you're a powerful divine feminine, you know this man will recognize you. Like, you got to be patient if you have recognized him in advance. So when Parvati recognized Shiva, she went to Shiva and she said, I am Sati, reborn as Parvati. And she was like, I don't think so. And I cannot be with anyone else because I'm a one woman man, or I'm only committed to my wife. Even though she has left this world, I'm still into her. That's my life. I think about her every time. So Parvati is like, oh, he cannot recognize me. He's Shiva. He's so powerful. He's a master. He's an ascended master. He cannot recognize me. Interesting, strange. She doesn't take it like a negative thing. She doesn't go like, oh, my person doesn't recognize me, this and that. She goes like, okay, it's alright. He doesn't recognize me. I gotta find a solution. I'm gonna find the solutions, the right solutions, and figure it out. And then she started doing her inner work. She worked on herself, and on his own will and wish, finally Shiva recognized Parvati. And he was like, oh my God, she is right. She is right about this thing. She is my Sati who has taken rebirth for me as Parvati. Now for twin flames, you're not born in Satyug or Dwapar or Treta. Technically, if you look at this whole thing, that right now, timing wise, we are in ascending Dwapar. We are in transitional age. We have just entered 20 years back, 23 years back, we entered the ascending Dwapar. Okay. So lifespan is going to increase. Technology will increase. Nari Shakti will rise up again. It will be equal number of people here, equal number of angelic beings, humans, demons. You can recognize. In due course of time, you can recognize a demon just by looking at them. The way they dress up, the way they behave, the way they will look, you will be like, oh my God, yes, this is a demon. And sometimes you'll not even hate demons because at least they are projecting their true selves. They are not hiding behind a mask. So this DM and this DF, these are very advanced souls. They understand a lot of stuff. They understand their feelings for each other. It's not hidden. It's not a secret. They know how much they like each other. They know how much they want each other's company and presence. They want to see each other. They have always liked each other. But I sense the worry is now sexual tension. Either one of them or both. They are in this mind frame that I cannot go too close, because if I go too close, something can happen. And that's something I don't want it to happen. I don't want to activate any lust for this person. I think what my intuition is also telling me, that they will both figure out in due course of time. They will figure out what is a lustful touch and what is a loving touch. What is an unconditional approach and what is a conditional approach. They will figure it out, and that's why I'm doing this channeling, that if in case you are going through this, if you are also experiencing this dynamic with your person, like you both are committed to inner work and mission work, but your confusion is because you have been in lustful relationship in the past. You know what lust is, how it feels. You don't feel this way for the person, but there is a certain part of you that was programmed to accept lust as love. And these two people are worried. They don't want to, by mistake, also activate that part. They don't want to press the wrong button. And love is the medicine that can heal all the sickness of this planet. Love is the most beautiful thing. I don't know if to call it a thing. It's an emotion. It's an energy that runs the universe. It is the thing that is running everything. So to experience true love in someone, like purest form of love in a person who cares for you, who's a good provider, who's a good nurturer, they understand your wounds, they heal you, they uplift you, they care for you, they are there for you, you matter a lot to them, they understand your basic stuff, like most basic stuff they understand. They don't judge you. Honestly, you don't care even if they judge you. Like, it's okay, it's not that serious. They care about your growth and they care about their growth. They understand that if they're not going to take care of themselves individually, they cannot do anything. So as per this reading, this problem will be there for some time, but they're gonna get over with it soon. In fact, they could be going through this problem only to release it forever, like to remove it, uproot lust, vasana completely from their DNA, whatever shards are there, whatever little bit is left, or if there is more to it, it's gonna come up to the surface thanks to their dynamic and thanks to their dance with each other, and then it's gonna go, and they're gonna then enjoy like really pure feelings. If you look at all the divine gods and goddesses from Indian metaphysics, indigenous metaphysics, all of them have a divine counterpart. All of them. Whether it's Vishnu, whether it's Brahma, whether it's Mahesh, whether they're reincarnations, all high vibrational souls like this who are in the sansaric grahastha reality, householder reality, they always have a divine counterpart. And sometimes their divine counterpart is not even gonna come in the limelight. They're not gonna really present themselves to the world. They're not gonna be like, hey, I'm the trophy or I'm the one. All they want is for their person to do well, to complete their mission, to successfully complete their mission, to know everything, to understand everything. I mean, they are the best support system. They are their confidantes, they are their best friends. So they are best friends actually. Best friends in a setup which could be perceived as a romantic setup by other people, but it's like their exact vibrational match in the opposite sex, you know. So I think this is where I'm going to close this channeling session. If you resonate, some of you may resonate 100%, some of you may not. And those of you who resonate when you listen to it, but you don't have that person around you, you don't know where that person is, then this is going to happen with you in due course of time if you continue doing the inner work and mission, and you work on your wounds and you heal yourself. Okay. So for personal sessions and for therapies, you can check out the description box and you can write to me. I will see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.